guys, it's Dylan Laine, and today I'm going to be teaching you all about how to not forget your best song ideas. Imagine coming up with a brilliant song idea and then getting up to do something different for a little bit, only to come back and find that you've completely forgotten your once brilliant song idea. Some of you might be thinking, I don't need to imagine this happens to me all the time. Or maybe you do remember bits and pieces of your song idea, but not the whole thing, and you're just struggling to fit all the pieces back together. Because this has also happened to me one too many times, I've tried to think of solutions that will help the both of us remember our song ideas forever. Also, before we get started, I've made you a cheat sheet to go along with this video. It'll have everything I'm about to teach you typed out so that you can print it out or have it on your device right in front of you. Here are 5 ways to ensure that our best song ideas are never forgotten. Tip number 1, start a voice recording or video recording before you start any writing session. Let it record throughout the entirety of your session so that way you can go back and find your ideas whenever you need them. Tip number 2, write down your lyrics as you're coming up with them rather than waiting until the end of each section or till the end of the song to write the lyrics down. I know sometimes I get so lost in a writing session that I think to myself, oh, I'll remember those lyrics, I just want to keep writing. If that's the case for you, that's where the voice recording comes in handy, or video recording, because then you don't have to worry about writing your lyrics down as you go. But if you're not going to record with voice or video, then I would highly recommend writing your lyrics down as you come up with them. Tip number 3, similar to tip number 2, write down your chords as you come up with them as well. If you're anything like me, sometimes I play chords that I will eventually end up changing later on. However, I do still like to write the chords down even if I know I'm going to change them, just so I have a reference point for the next time I go back to that writing session. Tip number 4, always record any melody lines that you write during your session. Even if you're using a really low quality way of recording the vocal melody, it's so important. Melodies can be a bit harder to write out, but if you're able to do that, then go ahead. What I do is I take out my voice memo app on my phone, I record quickly just whatever I came up with during that session, and then I know exactly where to start next time I go back. Again, there have been too many times where I've forgotten a melody that I was sure I would forget. Remember. So now I always record my vocal melodies before ending a session, and that way I never have to worry. Tip number 5 applies more to your guitar, uke, or piano, whatever instrument you're using to accompany yourself whenever you're writing a song. If you're playing basic chords, this isn't as important, but if you're doing something more complex, whether it's arpeggiating or really fancy chords or a really cool strumming pattern or finger picking pattern, I would definitely encourage you to film your hands before you end your writing session, so that way, again, you won't forget what you did. Out of all of these tips, my personal favorite is tip number 1. I just love the fact that I can hit record on my video camera or my phone and then do my writing session without having to think about writing anything down if I don't want to. Sometimes when I write, I just get lost in the process and having to stop to write down lyrics or chords, it can just sort of disrupt my creative flow. Not always, but a lot of the time. So if I can just press record and let it sit there and then just write away, then that works best for me. I would love to know which of these tips you might try, or maybe you've tried them already, or maybe you have tips of your own. If so, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, remember to play, write, and spread the light.